Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Tan Du Pagoda, Vietnamese Zenzong Buddhism. Proclamation, the secret transmitted scrolls archive of the Buddha transmitted to follow the Zenzong stream. Dear ladies and gentlemen, our Board of Trustees of Tan Du Zenzong Pagoda today proclaims the secret transmitted scrolls archive which the Buddha transmitted to follow the Zenzong stream for these following reasons. In the year 1958, Nun Zen Master Duk Tao has conferred the secret transmitted scrolls archive that Buddha transmitted to follow the Zenzong stream to compiler Wen Nan, who currently is the abbot of this Tan Du Zenzong Pagoda, and taught compiler Wen Nan 3 parts as follows. 1. After exactly 50 years, you must propagate the studying of Zenzong Dharma in this secret transmitted scrolls archive by books for many people to know. 2. You must ask the authorities permission for publishing to have legitimacy to proclaim this secret transmitted scrolls archive, which is your duty, is then accomplished. Listening to Nun Zen Master Duk Tao's teaching, therefore in 2006, compiler Wen Nan in succession has written 10 books speaking about Zenzong Dharma that Buddha transmitted to follow the Zenzong stream. The last book is the secret transmitted scrolls archive book of Buddha transmitted to follow the Zenzong stream, which was provided by permission of 2 publishers. First, the religion publisher of the Prime Minister's government official. 2. Publisher of the Vietnamese Attorneys Association. In this secret transmitted scrolls archive, there are 26 questions asked by these elite disciples of Buddha. We realize that these 26 questions are precious, realistic, and science. Therefore, Nun Zen Master Duk Tao taught us. First, we must ask the authorities permission for announcing for those who have been wrong practicing Buddhism, they could readjust their practicing. Second, for the teaching word of Buddha, everyone has a correct understanding. 3. Superstition could not interfere with Buddhism. And 4. People who follow practicing Buddhism couldn't deteriorate the teaching of Buddha. Nun Zen Master Duk Tao taught us. 1. If there are no superstitious persons in Vietnam, then those people who always spread superstition have no place to live. 2. If Vietnamese people are not in superstition, and then the intellectual standard of Vietnamese people is very clear-sighted, so that they wouldn't listen to evildoers' words to instigate for wrong action, causing the nation's insecurity. 3. Try to ask the authorities and Buddhist Sanghas permission to proclaim the truth-teaching word of Buddha. 4. If the proclamation is successful, this is a great blessing for Buddhists who follow to practice the true Buddhism. 5. Vietnam country will no longer have any superstitious person. Then those people who spread superstition no longer instigate anyone. Due to these teachings of Zen Master Nun Duk Tao on 10/4/2017, our Board of Trustees of Tan Du Zenzong Pagoda presented the documents to the Department of Home Affairs of Long An Province to ask permission of announcing the secret transmitted scrolls archive of the Buddha transmitted as Zenzong Stream, which has been allowed to be published by 2 publishers. First, the religion publisher of the Prime Minister's government official, and second, Hong Duc, publisher of the Vietnamese Attorneys Association. Our application was transferred by the Ministry of the Interior of Long An Province to 4 places, as following, by official document on 4/19/2017, so that these 4 places instructed our Board of Trustees of Tan Du Zenzong Pagoda to perform exactly according to the decree guidance. These 4 places include 1. The Administrating Board of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha of Long An Province. 2nd, the Division of Home Affairs of Duc Hoa District. 3rd, the Administrating Board of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha of Duc Hoa Interdistrict of Longan Province, and 4. The People's Committee of Tan Mai Village, Dukhao District. These 4 places allow us to proclaim the secret transmitted scrolls archive that the Buddha transmitted as Zenzong stream on 5/14/2017. Therefore, today's ceremony is executed. Dear ladies and gentlemen, in today's ceremony of proclaiming the secret transmitted scrolls archive that the Buddha transmitted to follow the Zenzong stream, our Board of Trustees of Tandu Zenzong Pagoda sends you the entire documents of this studying Zenzong Dharma, including, first, the secret transmitted archive, scrolls archive of Buddha transmitted to follow the Zenzong stream. Second, the structure map of 3 realms from the teaching of Buddha. Nowadays we call it a solar system. 3. Documents and a DVD of the flowing source stream of Zenzong Buddhism. And 4. Reader speeches. In the secret transmitted scrolls archive of the Buddha transmit to follow the Zenzong stream that we announced today, we would like to extract these following 26 parts for your understanding the principle of the secret transmitted scrolls archive that Buddha transmitted for posterity. Prior to presenting, which is also called announcing 26 important parts of this secret transmitted scrolls archive, we would like to invite ladies and gentlemen to listen to the history of the secret transmitted scrolls archive that Shakyamuni Buddha taught and transmitted to follow the Zenzong stream. But why did not the Buddha transmit as a traditional sutra? We would like to invite you to listen. Dear ladies and gentlemen, it was a long time ago, as far back as 2,561 years, at the border of India and Nepal nowadays. There was a kingdom named Kapilavastu, which was administered by King Suddhodana and the Queen Maya. They had a son named Siddhartha. When the boy grew up, he was ordained as a prince for future succeeding the throne. The Kapilavastu kingdom, Brahmanism, was the kingdom's religion. The doctrine's teaching of Brahmanism religion has 4 parts as follows. 1. The one who creates the cosmos and universe is God. 2. God created this earth, human beings, and all other things. 3. A human life is a soul which was given by God. 4. God taught human beings have 2 paths to go after death. 1. Going up and dwelling in the heaven kingdom to benefit with eternal joy if one obeys God's teaching when they are still alive. 2. Going down and dwelling in the hell realm forever if whomever does not obey God's teaching through Brahmanism monks when they are alive. Because in this era, human beings were still living in the Bronze Age, therefore all people who lived in Kapilavastu kingdom believed in that doctrine. Why did they believe as that? Because in this era, there was no scientist, but there was only theologian. Therefore, no one knew the truth about this earth, human beings, and what are all things. Thus, whatever Brahmanism monks taught, people had to listen and believe, and there wasn't anybody who had more intellectual power than those Brahmanism monks, so they could not be able to debate with the monks. When Prince Siddhartha grew up, he did not believe in whatsoever the Brahmanism monks taught. Therefore, the prince asked people who have high intellectual level, but no one could be able to explain for the prince to be satisfied. Eventually, the prince asked his king the father, to let him become a practitioner to find out what were the truth of human beings, earth, and all things. At the beginning, Prince endeavored to practice meditation in many ways, but he still didn't comprehend totally. Finally, Prince came and sat at the root of a Bodhi tree beside the Ganges River. He let his mind be pure naturally. Suddenly, divine eyes, Dharma eyes, wisdom eyes, and Buddha eyes of the prince opened by themselves. Therefore the prince could see and was aware of human beings and all things that became extremely clear and comprehensively as follows. Celestial eyes. The prince is seeing clearly and comprehending all things that are in the three realms, which people nowadays call a solar system. Through wisdom eyes, the prince is clearly and comprehending all invisible things in this earth, which people nowadays call the invisible spiritual realm. 3 Dharma eyes. The prince is seeing and has awareness clearly the formation and destruction of every nanosecond of the substance, which people nowadays call 1/10 of a second. 4 Buddha eyes. The prince is seeing and awareness clearly that this cosmos universe has to follow. First, the cosmos universe is vast, infinite, embracing, and boundless. Second, Buddha realm. Wherever the cosmos universe exists, Buddha realm follows and exists. Third, in the cosmos universe there are numberless 3 realms that are innumerable. Therefore, the prince calls that there are infinite myriads of 3 realms. Fourth, the prince presents 3 realms as follows. In one of the 3 realms there are 45 living planets which have life and are structured as follows. In the center of one of the 3 realms there is one sun flaming continuously to warm and light 45 surrounding living planets. Orbit 1 is closest to the sun and constituted by 5 elements, including earth, water, air, fire, and electromagnetic energy of yin and yang. It's where 5 beings and plants live together. There are 11 living planets constituted by electromagnetic energy of yin and yang, having 5 dark colors and extremely strong power. Thus the prince calls that desire celestial realms. For orbit 3, there are 17 living planets constituted by electromagnetic energy of yin and yang, having 12 prismatic, beautiful colors. Thus the prince calls that the form celestial realms and pure lands. 5 orbit 4, there are 11 living planets constituted by electromagnetic energy of yin-yang, which has no color but are extremely pure. Thus the prince calls that the formless celestial realms. 6 orbit 5, this orbit protects the 3 realms from dissolving as well as colliding with the other 3 realms by 2 revolutions of yin-yang electromagnetic energy, which have red and dark blue colors emitting fiercely. Prince Siddhartha explained why did he call them orbits. Because these orbits are the round, rotating path of the planets. Whichever planet is also rotating one circle path, and then it returns to its original point. Therefore, the prince calls this an orbit, which is the rotating path that returns back to the original point. The prince had seen and was aware of that. He wanted to use his seeing and awareness to teach his people, but nobody accepted it. On the other hand, his people said that Prince Siddhartha is the one who is teaching demonic religion. They believed that the teaching of Brahmanism monks was holy religion. The Prince Siddhartha did not know what to do, therefore he established 5 cultivating dharmas that have physical achievement and attainment following the karmic reincarnation swirled and pulled by electromagnetic energy of yin-yang. 1. Hinayana Buddhism or Theravada. 2. Middle Vehicle Buddhism. 3. Mahayana Buddhism. 4. Pure Land Buddhism. And 5. Mantra Buddhism. Regarding the dharmas which the Prince Siddhartha was seeing and awareness of the truth of the earth as well as the cosmos universe, he did not dare to teach his people. He had to ask his elite disciples to transmit it as a particular stream. For reaching the beginning of the latter day of the law, the period which is the period of degeneration and extinction of the Buddha law, when human beings could comprehend humanism as well as the cosmos universe, then this dharma is propagated. This dharma the Prince Siddhartha gave a name, which is Tathagata Purity Zen, which means Zen naturally and purity without endeavoring and cultivating of practicing. This Tathagata Purity Zen Dharma, Prince Siddhartha has let transmitting to follow as clearly a particular lineage. Prince taught that when it comes to the second patriarch, its name must be changed to Zenzong, so that it would be correct to its meaning. Because Buddha did not transmit this Dharma as traditional sutras canon, therefore those people who endeavor to cultivate that having achievement with karmic reincarnation of physical yin-yang world, they wouldn't know this Zenzong Dharma. Thereupon Buddha had to write this secret Transmitted Scrolls Archive then asked Zenzong patriarchs, successively transmitting for each other, to transmit it as a Zenzong stream. When it comes to the beginning of the latter day of the law, when human beings' intelligence is high, they could be able to understand and accept this Dharma. As a result, we couldn't find this secret Transmitted Scrolls Archive in the traditional sutras canon of Buddhism. Throughout the history of Buddhism in the world, as well as Vietnam, there is no monk who could be able to know the marrow of this Zenzong Dharma. However, once for a while we have heard that some monks currently teach this Zenzong Dharma. But when we came to find out, these monks do not teach Zenzong Dharma, they only teach Hinayana Dharma that cultivates and endeavors practicing. Whoever teaches Zenzong Dharma, they must have in their hand the secret Transmitted Scrolls Archive that Buddha transmitted to follow the Zenzong stream in order for them to teach this Dharma correctly. Although they don't have the secret Transmitted Scrolls Archive in their hand, if they lectured Zenzong Dharma, they must imagine for lecturing. Our Board of Trustees of Tendao Zenzong Pagoda present the basics about the secret Transmitted Scrolls Archive that Buddha transmitted to follow the Zenzong stream, so that all readers have awareness of the basic principles. Now, we would like to proclaim 26 questions of Buddha's disciples who asked, and they were answered clearly and thoroughly by the Buddha about the secret Transmitted Scrolls Archive. Question number 1. Venerable Subhuti presented to ask Buddha as follows. Dear World-Honored One, please teach us the meaning of the noun, what is Buddha? The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Subhuti, the noun Buddha has the meaning as follows. Buddha is one human being who practiced Tathagata purity Zen and attained 2 parts. 1. Beside the physical eyes, although there are 4 more eyes, together is known as the one who has 5 eyes. 2. Because of having 5 eyes, that one is omniscient and wholly enlightened. This one is called a Buddha. Question number 2. Venerable Subhuti also respectfully asked the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, please teach us the meaning of them. How are 5 eyes of one Buddha? The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Subhuti, a Buddha's 5 eyes include 1 is Buddha eyes, 2 is wisdom eyes, 3 is Dharma eyes, 4 is celestial eyes, and 5 is physical eyes. Question number 3. Venerable Subhuti continued to ask the Buddha respectfully, Dear World-Honored One, what are the usages of the 5 eyes? The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Subhuti, the usages of 5 eyes are as follows. 1. Buddha eyes usages as follows. Being able to see the whole cosmos universe infinitely. How many 3 realms are there? How many small chiliocosms are there? How many middling chiliocosms are there? How many great chiliocosms are there? How many great tri-chiliocosms are there? Being able to see where all the Buddhas are. Being able to see where Buddha natures are. 2. Wisdom eyes usages as follows. Being able to see the invisible realms in this earth. 3. Dharma eyes usages as follows. Being able to see birth, death of small and big things in this earth, and also in this 3 realms. Whether it's small as Kalapus, smallest element, nowadays we call the atom element. Additionally, it can see the smallest and shortest energy wave, which we call an electron. Moreover, it is able to see as big as a planet, nowadays what we call a planet. 4. Divine eyes usages as follows. Seeing thoroughly in this 1-3 realms, which has many celestial realms or pure lands, as well as those material planets as metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. Question number 4. Venerable Maha Moggallana presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, please teach us how many types of beings are living in this earth. The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, in this earth there are 6 types of beings dwelling, including number 1, Ashura beings, number 2, human beings, 3, hungry ghost beings, 4, animal beings, 5, hell beings, and 6, plant beings. Question number 5. Venerable Maha Moggallana presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, regarding 6 beings living in this earth, what is the mission of each being? The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Ashura beings' missions are as follows. World Master Ashura established a religion so that human beings who bring the cognition of their human nature into religions and dwell there in order to not be worried after death, borrowing the body of human beings who like sacred, mysterious beliefs for establishing a religion. Third, creating strange and mysterious phenomena so that human beings believe that there are sacred deities administering their behaviors and action. After death, they would be judged whether there is sin or no sin. 2. Human beings have 2 missions as follows. Using the cognition of human nature for leading human beings to reincarnate with 6 paths in this earth and 6 realms in the 3 realms. Creating merit for leading Buddha nature to return to Buddha realm. 3. Hungry ghost beings have 2 missions as follows. 1. Maintaining the family lineage, and 2. Being distributed by the family lineage into the human realm for continued reincarnating. 4. Animal beings have 2 missions as follows. Repaying karmic causes and effects when humans' bodies created killing, animal karma. And 2nd, becoming food for human beings and other beings. 5. Hell beings have 1 mission as follows. Repaying causes and effects when having humans' bodies created major sins. 6. Plant beings have 3 missions as follows. 1. Repaying causes and effects when having humans' body created deceiving others' karma. 2. Becoming foods for human beings and other beings. And 3rd, when one was still being a human, he did not know what enlightenment, liberation is, but still declared that he knew, and therefore deceived the foolish people. Especially Zen Master is the one who is respected, kowtowed, and donated physical materials by many people. Because of this fame and wealth, if one was not a Zen Master, but he still declared that he was a Zen Master, so that other people came to bow and make offerings of physical materials. Exactly, these fake Zen Masters themselves create a path leading to become plants. Question number 6. Venerable Ananda presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, please teach us 6 dharmas that the World-Honored One taught. Buddha taught, Venerable Ananda, Tathagata teaches 6 dharmas in this world. Each dharma has achievements as follows. 1. Hinayana Buddhism, which is also called Theravada Buddhism. The purpose of the practitioner is sitting meditation for a long time, contemplating and having cognition of 1 in 37 contemplation dharmas for mutating physical things. When one practices successfully, that one could have a title called Zen Master of Buddhism. 2. Middle Vehicle Buddhism. The purpose of the practitioner is to be able to present and to speak extremely well. Therefore, many people come to listen and praise that these practitioners are the best at reasoning. If the practitioner is praised by many people, that one naturally is the best teacher of Buddhism. 3. Mahayana Buddhism. The purpose of the practitioner is to think deeply or imagine for seeking or searching the usage of useful physical things. When a practitioner practices successfully, that one has a title as Engineer Buddhism. 4. Pure Land Buddhism. The purpose of the practitioner is to sit and recite or chant Amitabha Buddha, craving for going to be born in the Pure Land of Amitabha Buddha to live. Therefore, people can enjoy the blessing karma of pure bliss that's marvelous. 5. Mantra Buddhism. The purpose of the practitioner is to chant mantras for having supernatural power, or riddhi, craving for becoming Ashura after death. 6. Tathagata Purity Zen Dharma. The purpose of the practitioner is essentially for enlightenment and liberation so that they return to Buddha realm. Question number 7. Venerable Ananda presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, please teach us to have awareness of Tathagata Purity Zen Dharma, so that when it reaches to the latter day of the law, the secret transmitted scrolls archive of the World-Honored One transmitted to follow the Purity Zen stream is announced, people in this assembly could understand and practice exactly as the teaching word of the World-Honored One. The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Ananda, If people who live in the latter day of the law want to practice Tathagata Purity Zen, then they must perform 7 basic parts as follows. First, what are their daily works? They just focus on doing their work sufficiently. Second, if they have a family, they must take care of their family. Third, if they have a country, they must take care of their country. Fourth, they do not believe and do nonsense things for being derided by others. Fifth, this life they must resolve strongly to liberate. Sixth, they must find all kinds of ways to create merits. Seventh, they must learn by heart and memorize the formula of returning to Buddha realm. In the latter day of the law, whomever wants to practice the Tathagata Purity Zen Dharma, they just need to perform these 7 parts mentioned above, which are sufficient. Question number 8. Venerable Anuruddha presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, please teach us, could dwelling in celestial realms and pure lands be liberated? The Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Anuruddha, dwelling in celestial realms and pure lands could not be liberated. Why is that? Because celestial realms or pure lands are still in the attracting law of electromagnetic energy of yin-yang. Therefore, these realms could not be liberated. Question number 9. Venerable Anuruddha presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, how many level parts are there regarding natural realization? World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Anuruddha, there are 4 parts regarding natural nature realization. 1. One realizes his pure Buddha nature. This is called nature realization. 2. One realizes his pure Buddha nature sufficiently and entirely of all natures, seeing, hearing, speaking, and awareness. This is called penetrating, seeing awareness of Buddha nature. 3. Being able to see 6 paths of reincarnation cycle in this earth and 6 realms of enjoying yang blessing karma in celestial realms and pure lands. 4. Being able to see Buddha realm. Question number 10. Venerable Anuruddha presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, why does Buddha nature crave for borrowing human nature? The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Anuruddha, the reasons why Buddha nature craves for borrowing human nature are as follows. 1. That is because Buddha nature craves for an enormous Buddha golden body. 2. But Buddha golden body is unique, created by merits. 3. If wanting to have merit, only human nature can do that. Thereupon, Buddha nature entered the human realm to borrow human nature. Question number 11. Venerable Katyayana presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, how is human nature formed? The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Katyayana, form the human nature must process through the period and in the order as follows. First, Buddha nature must crave for borrowing a human body to create merit. Second, Buddha nature must enter the human realm and go to the family lineage of human beings, and then ask the head of the human's family lineage to be assigned into the family and become a child in that family, if the head of the family lineage accepts the request. Third, there must have one Buddha embodied to enter to be witness. Then Buddha nature is allowed to enter the family lineage and become a child in the family. 4. When father's sperm and mother's ovum are attracted to each other. 5. Buddha nature must enter to become a cause for life. 6. The electromagnetic energy of yin-yang must attract and draw each other to generate and cause yin-yang attracting momentum, thereby creating cause, effect, and reincarnation. 7. It attracts, swirls, and rotates like that for 9 months and 10 days to form one fetus. 8. When a baby is brought out, it is empowered by 5 great elements in this earth. One nature and one body of a human being is formed. Question 12. Venerable Katyayana presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, is human nature dissolved? The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Katyayana, human nature must also be dissolved, but human nature must live at least 100 billion years. Then its possibility is dissolved. Venerable Katyayana surprisingly asked the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, why does human nature live for such a long time like that? World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Katayayana, because human nature is formed by electromagnetic energy of yin-yang for protecting Buddha nature and the whole karma, which Buddha nature borrows human nature to create. Whenever Buddha nature is satiated with human nature and it wants to return to the Buddha realm, then human nature can be dissolved. Venerable Katayayana continued to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, why did Buddha nature borrow human nature for a long time as that? World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Katayayana likes reincarnation in this earth as well as in the three realms, therefore it exists for a long time as that. Venerable Katayayana continued asking Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, how does human nature dissolve? World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Katayayana, whenever human nature is bored with reincarnation, then there will be a Buddha who, embodying to this world and teaching that one to know the path which returns to the Buddha realm. Buddha taught Venerable Katayayana more. When Buddha nature borrowed human nature to reincarnate in this earth and this three realms for at least 100 billion years, by then Buddha nature began to get bored. Buddha nature creates merit for returning to the Buddha realm. When Buddha nature brings the unit of merit to enter the center operation of reincarnation, human nature is automatically dissolved and returned back to the origin of itself, which Tathagata had taught in the wonderful Dharma Lotus Flower Sutra. 5 great elements are permanent. When human nature releases Buddha nature and the unit of merit, come to this point, human nature now finishes the mission of being borrowed by Buddha nature. Then human nature returns back to the substance of itself, which is the electromagnetic energy of yang. So after that, it continues to provide a borrowing offering for another Buddha nature coming from Buddha realm. Question number 13. Fung Chi Te Tan, or Tan Te Chi Fung, presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, what is the intermediate state body? How many types of intermediate state bodies are there? And what are their duties? World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Feng Chi Te Tan. The intermediate state body could have translated meaning as follows. Intermediate is the middle transitional, which also is called the transportation condition. Number 1, Buddha nature brings the unit of merit to return to the Buddha realm. Second, Buddha nature borrows human nature to create the unit of yang blessing karma. That could bring rebirth to those celestial realms or pure lands to enjoy the yang blessing bliss. 3, Buddha nature borrows human nature to create the unit of yin blessing karma for going to become a deity or a wealthy person in this earth. 4, Buddha nature borrows human nature to create the unit of evil karma which leads to accept the bad karma in this earth. State is the receptacle item, therefore it calls an example as a kettle. It also calls the vase, which was created by the electromagnetic energy of yin-yang that is like clear crystal for containing all parts mentioned above. Body is the form. This form has images similar as whatever it's containing in there. Question number 14. Feng Chi Te Tan continued to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, how many types of intermediate state bodies are there? The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Feng Chi Te Tan. The intermediate state bodies have many types, but Tathagata just brings up 12 types as follows. 1. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of merit to return to the Buddha realm. This intermediate state body has the shining golden figure, similar as one golden body Buddha. 2. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of yang blessing karma for going to be born in the formless celestial realms to live. This intermediate state body has clear color as crystal. The figure is similar as one formless celestial body. 3. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of yang blessing karma for going to be born in the form heavenly realm to live. This intermediate state body has beautiful colors. The figure is similar as one beautiful form, celestial and happiness. 4. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of yang blessing karma for going to be born in the pure land of Amitabha Buddha to live. This intermediate state body has 12 beautiful colors. The figure is similar as one fairy diva. 5. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of yang blessing karma for going to be born in the four kings' heavenly realm to live. This intermediate state body has 5 dark colors. The figure is similar as one of the 4 heavenly kings. 6. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of yang blessing for going to be born in the desire heavenly realm to live. This intermediate state body has 5 dark colors. The figure is similar as one desire diva. 7. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of yang blessing karma for going to be born in the heaven of God realm to live. This intermediate state body also has 5 dark colors. The figure is similar as one God. 8. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of yin blessing karma for going to be born in the Ashura realm to live. This intermediate state body has 3 dark colors. The figure is similar as one deity. 9. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of karma which has no yang nor no yin for returning back to the family lineage. This intermediate state body has white colors as smoke cloud. 10. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of killing karma. This intermediate state body has colors similar as which animal that intermediate state body enters to rebirth that type of animal for paying for the causes and the effects, the karma. 11. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of sin karma to enter those hell levels to live. This intermediate state body has black color from extremely light black to extremely dark black. 12. The intermediate state body transports Buddha nature and the unit of misleading others karma to enter to become the plant. This intermediate state body has color that is similar to whichever plants the intermediate state body entered to pay for the effects, the karma. Buddha taught that the intermediate state body of this type 12 is 1. People who always make up the untruth story so that they can deceive foolish ones. 2. People who don't know what enlightenment or liberation is because of craving for fame. They still say that they know, stand on the stage to speak saucily, speak lies for enticing the foolish ones to come listen. 3. Zen master is a master who always is teaching liberation. Therefore, there are many people paying respect because Zen master has a precious fame as that. Thus, there are many people who are having fake fame as Zen master for enticing many people come to make offerings to these fake masters. 3 types of people mentioned above. They are self-opening the plant path to go in there to live. Question number 15. Feng Chi Te Tan continued to ask the Buddha, Dear world-honored one, when will the intermediate state body be dissolved? The world-honored one, please teach us. Buddha taught, Feng Chi Te Tan, the intermediate state body exactly is the human nature sheath created by the electromagnetic energy of yin-yang. When the human body is dissolved, there is no longer covering for the human's 4 elements of the body. This human nature shrinks and covers things as following. Therefore, called the intermediate state body include 1. Buddha nature borrows human nature to create the unit of yang blessing karma so that Buddha nature can be born in those celestial realms to enjoy yang blessing bliss. 2. Buddha nature borrows human nature to create the unit of yin blessing karma so that Buddha nature can become Ashura or wealthy people. 3. Buddha nature borrows human nature to create the unit of evil karma for paying causes and effects. 4. Buddha nature borrows human nature to create the unit of no good and no evil karma for dwelling in the family lineage. This intermediate state body is very hard to dissolve. Whenever the intermediate state body has the unit of merit in it, Buddha nature leads it to enter the reincarnation operation center of the 3 realms. Then this intermediate state body is able to be dissolved. If counting time, this intermediate state body must exist and do its mission for from 50 to 100 billion years. Question number 16. Venerable Puna Mantani Putta presented to ask the Buddha, Dear world-honored one, which place would be a correct place to make offerings in this earth? Buddha taught, Venerable Puna Mantani Putta, human beings who live in this earth, if they want to make offerings, they must make offerings in the following places. 1. If the Zenzong Pagoda, then they must make offering as follows. A. Make offerings for hungry ghosts to eat outside the pagoda at 5 o'clock p.m. daily. B. Must read the Make Offering Sutra to invite the hungry ghosts to eat. Encourage hungry ghosts to practice for returning to become human beings so that they could practice to have liberation. 2. If in the cultivation temple, then they must make offerings as follows. Make offerings for hungry ghosts to eat outside the temple at 5 o'clock p.m. daily. Invite hungry ghosts to eat and beg hungry ghosts for not to harass others so that people who are living in the temple have peace for cultivating. Therefore, they could have whatever achievement or attainment that they are craving for. 3. If in the pantheon, then they must make offerings as follows. Make offerings for Ashura to eat, worship for peace in the nation and people, worship for a seasoned crop having great harvests, memorize soldier services who have sacrificed for the nation. 4. If in the Joss house, then they must make offerings as follows. Make offerings for hungry ghosts to eat, so that the hungry ghosts are not going to harass the village. Question number 17. Venerable Puna Mantaniputta continued to ask the Buddha, Dear world-honored one, in this earth, make offerings for whom? Venerable Puna Mantaniputta, in this earth there are 5 types of beings living together. If whomever organizes to make offerings, then there are 5 types of beings who eat in the order as follows. Number 1, Ashura eat when food is very hot. 2. Hungry ghosts eat when food is close to cool. 3. Humans who organize the food offering eat when the food is cold. 4. Animals eat whatever is left when humans are finished eating. And 5. Hellrealm beings eat what humans and animals defecate. Question number 18. Venerable Sariputra presented to ask the Buddha, Dear world-honored one, and it's the anniversary of somebody's death, grandparent, parent, or relatives of us. Are we able to make offerings or not? World-honored one, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Sariputra, at the anniversary of somebody's death, grandparent, parent, or relatives are possible to make offerings, but we must make offerings as follows. Make offerings by vegetable food. After you're done with the ceremony of food offerings, we must heat up the food. Why is that? Because our grandparent, parent, or relatives were yin human when they were done eating. Then for sure those types of forsaken spirits were around coming to scramble for foods. Therefore the food has extremely much of yin energy sink into it. Yang human just eat it as it is, which is not good for health. Hence, when done offerings for past grandparents, parents, or relatives, these foods were exposed to extremely much of yin energy. Therefore we must heat them up to create yang energy before eating. Question number 19. Venerable Ananda presented to ask the Buddha, Dear world-honored one, people of the latter period of the law want to practice the religion of Tathagata. How are these people to do this? World-honored one, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Ananda, people who are in the latter period want to practice the religion of Tathagata. These people must know what do they practice for. First, 1. If people want to practice for enlightenment and liberation, then they must establish the building of a Zenzong pagoda, or build a Zenzong vihara, or live at home and establish the Zenzong altar for practicing. They must learn to know clearly the Tathagata purity Zen of Tathagata's teaching, must learn thoroughly what is our Buddha nature, what is our human nature. 6. Must learn to know clearly the karmic cause and effect of reincarnation laws of this earth. 7. Don't be superstitious. 8. Don't worship or bow to anybody, including Tathagata. 9. Self-working to grow or buy food as well as others' stuff by good working ways. We show gratitude to Tathagata by transmitting this Tathagata purity Zen. That is enough. 2. If we want to become a Zen Master Buddhism, then 1. We must have established to build a cultivation temple, must have shaved head and wear the yellow or brown robe, must endeavor sitting meditation daily as long a time as possible. 3. If I want to practice for becoming a teacher of Buddhism, then must establish to build a cultivation temple, must shave head and wear yellow or brown robes. Bring out the Vajra Chetika Prajna Paramitra Sutra to chant daily for understanding the teaching of Tathagata. 4. If you want to practice for becoming an engineer Buddhism, then you 1. Must establish to build a cultivation temple, must shave head and wear yellow robe or brown robes, must bring out the Mahayana Sutra for understanding of the teaching of Tathagata. 5. If we want to practice for right after death, going to be born in the Pure Land of Amitabha Buddha, to live then, we must have established to build a cultivation temple, must shave head and wear yellow robe or brown robes, must bring out the larger Amitaya Sutra, the Sutra on Contemplation of Amitayas, to chant daily. 6. If we want to practice for currently having supernatural power, after death could be able to become an Ashura, then 1. Must establish to build a cultivation temple. 2. Must shave head and wear yellow robe or brown robe. 3. Must bring out the mantra of those sutras to recite. Secret Transmitted Scrolls Archive. Question number 20. Venerable Aniruddha presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, how do we know that people who follow to practice the religion of Tathagata but also devastate the religion of Tathagata? Please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Aniruddha, who follow to practice the religion of Tathagata, but devastate the religion of Tathagata, which are those people bringing those dharmas that are not from the teaching of Tathagata into the house of Tathagata. An example is, bring a picture or image of whichever is holy into the house of Tathagata to teach, and then beg for blessings. Bring a picture or image of whichever ashara into the house of the Tathagata to pray, begging for peace. 3. Even though bring a picture or image of whichever hungry ghost into the house of Tathagata to make offerings, begging for gifts. These people are those who devastated the religion of Tathagata. Question number 21. Venerable Aniruddha continued to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, in the latter period of the law, people who follow to practice the religion of Tathagata, when they are done building the pagoda, how must they hang the pagoda sign? The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Aniruddha, in the latter period of the law, when people are done building the pagoda for practicing, then the pagoda sign must be hung and written as follows. 1. Pagoda follows to practice Zenzong Dharma. The sign must have written as follows. Zenzong Pagoda name. Follow to practice Zenzong Dharma. The purpose currently is enlightened after death could be liberation, and the pagoda's address. 2. Temple. Follow to practice Hinayana Dharma. The sign must have written as follows. The temple name. It's there to follow practice Hinayana Dharma. Purpose is for becoming Zen Master Buddhism, and the pagoda's address. 3. Temple follow to practice the middle vehicle Dharma. The sign must have written as follows. The temple name. Follow to practice the middle vehicle Dharma. Purpose is for becoming teacher of Buddhism, and the pagoda's address. 4. Temple follow to practice Mahayana Dharma. The sign must have written as follows. The temple name. It's follow to practice Mahayana Dharma. The purpose is for becoming engineer Buddhism, and the pagoda's address. 5. Temple follow to practice the reciting Buddha name Dharma. The sign must have written as follows. The temple name. Follow to practice the Pure Land. Purpose after death could be to be born in the Pure Land of Amitabha Buddha and dwell there. And the pagoda's address. 6. Temple follow to practice reciting the mantra Dharma. The sign must have written as follows. The temple name. Follow to practice the mantra Zong. Purpose currently has supernatural power. Know the past life and the future life. After death, become an ashara, and the pagoda's address. Question number 22. Venerable Aniruddha continued to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, currently those places build meditation institutes. What do they practice in there? World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Aniruddha, people who organize to build meditation institute, these people's purpose is entering there to endeavor practicing Zen so that they have supernatural power. Question 23. Venerable Aniruddha continued to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, currently those places build monasteries. What do they practice in there? The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Aniruddha, people who organize to build a monastery, these people's purpose is building it for going there to worship and pray for whatever they are craving for. Question 24. Venerable Aniruddha continued to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, in this earth, many people who are always praying for blessings daily, they pray like that. Do they have anything? The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable Aniruddha, in this earth everyone also lives in the past karma of each person. Everyone is also carrying karma as each other. Therefore we should not pray as a result as to be tired ourselves. Question 25. Venerable Tran Q presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, currently those places which pray for death, people rebirth in the celestial realms, they pray like that. Is it possible? Dear World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught, Venerable T. Tran Kyo. Those people who organize the altar to pray for death, people, and rebirth is misleading for the foolish one, so that they can take these foolish people's money. The Dhammapada Sutra Tathagata had taught, Tathagata throw a rock down the lake. If all of you bring the bell and the gong out to hit and pray, if that rock could fly up, which is you have done right. Although all of you day and night hit the bell and the gong, but the rock wouldn't be able to fly up, that is all of you misleading people to take their money. Question number 26. Venerable Hin Tio presented to ask the Buddha, Dear World-Honored One, the World-Honored One, please give us the last teaching. The World-Honored One, please teach us. Buddha taught. Venerable Hin Tu, the true purpose of Tathagata religion is teaching all of you enlightenment and liberation, but in the world of reincarnation by causes and effect follows the law of this physical yin-yang energy. Therefore you all have the hard time to perform. Today, still having a short time, Tathagata enters Parinirvana for returning to the original home of Tathagata. These questions you ask Tathagata to answer for you today are for transmitting to follow the purity Zen stream so that it will transmit to the latter period of the law. People dwell in this period. There are a number of people who are very intelligent. Therefore, their brains are very practical and scientific. Thus, these people believe the teaching word of Tathagata and Tathagata purity Zen Dharma is right. However, in this period is also having an extreme number of people who are also going to bow and pray to others. When coming to a great civilization period, but they are still doing that. Tathagata speak for you to know that a number of these people, there are two types. Type 1, because they don't learn to know the truth of this earth, therefore they imagine there is whomever providing blessing for them, thus they come to bow, pray, and beg. Type 2, people who have a wise brain but they're lazy, they don't want to go to work to maintain their life, but they make up sacred and mysterious stories, entice these foolish people to come to bow, pray, and beg so that they don't have to work but still have money to spend. Tathagata also speak for you to be clear that these two types of people, when they hear the 4 words, secret transmitted scrolls archive of Tathagata, that they have been scared already. These people, they don't dare to listen to those answers of Tathagata today. Thereupon the secret transmitted scrolls archive of Tathagata transmitted to follow the purity Zen stream, when it could have been spreading publicly, then there are very many reactions. As a result, people who organize to have proclamation of the secret transmitted scrolls archive of Tathagata transmit to follow the purity Zen stream must exercise caution at this point. The secret transmitted scrolls archive of Tathagata has this proclamation, which is for standardizing the teaching word Tathagata taught. Whomever has been wrong practicing, if they want to correct it, then they correct it. Whomever has been wrong practicing but they don't want to correct it, then this is depending on their own heart, up to them. People who organize to have proclamation of this secret transmitted scrolls archive, they just have duty of proclamation, but don't do whatever more things that they could have to bring danger to themselves. Shakyamuni.